rolling here. We're live, man.
Hey.
You're the first guest of the show today, dude.
Glad to be here.
Well, it was funny. It was, we're talking about the podcast, and
Yeah.
you're a big beer fan. And
Obviously.
Yes. You even got business cards to prove it.
What does my shirt say?
I like beer and my dogs and maybe 3 people.
That's about right, right?
I love that.
But I like, if we're at a beer festival, I probably like more than 3 people.
Sure.
So it's safe to say that, right?
These are our people, right?
This is our tribe.
Absolutely, man, dude.
Yeah.
Well, so you came over and you're attracted by the book. I think
Yes.
kind of drew you in,
Yes.
and we talked about the podcast and all this, and you told us what you were doing. So PCBCbeer.com.
Yes.
What is PC? Well, first of all, what's your name?
My name is Mark Wangeman, and
Okay.
I'm fortunate enough to also be associated with the Fields.
Okay.
But probably more importantly for today, I'm more proud to be associated with an incredible meetup group that loves craft beer here in the Valley.
The Phoenix Craft
We are
Beer.
the Phoenix Craft Beer Community.
Yeah.
We're all inclusive.
Okay.
What we want is a safe place for men, women, young, old, to meet up and have great beer of all our sort of brewers in the Valley.
Yeah.
We typically meet every Wednesday after work. We work with the breweries to see if, hey, can you accommodate, especially on a Wednesday,
Sure.
20 to 50 people, because
Yeah.
that's what we get nowadays.
nice.
And what we're all about is, again, just having a great time together, drinking great beer.
Yeah.
That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah. So there's no topic like this week. We're going to go over better PowerPoints in your job.
No, we should have a no Zoom,
Okay.
no work rule, right? When you
Ah.
get there,
Yeah.
what do we want to talk about?
Yeah.
You can talk about anything,
Sure.
but let's talk about great beer and having a good time and what style of beer you like, and have like that great debate. Do you like the hazies? Do you like the Westies? Do you like the porters? Do you like the bourbons? What do you like? And what have you drank that, maybe I wouldn't normally think about?
Yeah.
I'm a hophead. I'm
Yeah.
a Westie hophead.
Me too. Yeah.
So resin, piney, in my face, double triples that's my go-to.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've tried like ESBs, like, you see a low IBU, you think, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Then you have one, like, that surprised me, or a farmhouse ale,
Yep.
that surprised me. So it's part of us opening our mind too to sort of other types of beer.
Sure. Well, how did it start? Like, how did you get this thing wrong?
Yeah, no, I am now part of like the planning committee, but I was just an invited guest. Literally, I met one of the founders here a year ago at this
nice.
festival.
Okay.
And we just started talking, and he introduced me to himself and the group. I joined like immediately, and then it's been no looking back. So we've grown from about 30 people, I think, from the past year to about over 120, 130.
Yeah.
We keep adding more folks, and again, it's just, we want to keep it simple, right?
Sure.
As I said, we
Yeah.
don't want to talk about PowerPoint. We don't talk about Zoom.
Yeah.
It's when we're out here and we're out at the breweries, it's supporting them, understanding their story, just to make sure, it's just, that's what's the part of the,
Yeah.
in my view, breweries today are like your old neighborhood watering holes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And I came from the East Coast, and, you come here, it's a little different, right? You don't have those local places so much anymore like you did, many years ago.
Yeah.
So breweries are, to me, where you go, you meet great people. I mean, I go a lot to the guys behind a Simple Machine as an example, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's just a great welcoming crowd.
Yep.
But you know what? You can say the same thing for about any brewery in this valley.
Absolutely.
A
You
great,
look at
welcoming
all these
crowd.
spots. Absolutely, yeah. Well, so you guys go to these spots, and then does the brewery get involved as far as like, hey, I'll tell you about our brew house, give you a brew tour? Is it, okay, so there is an agenda as far as like, we're going to kind of talk about beer. This is
And at the same time, like, we don't want to be a burden to the breweries,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
I mean, if they've got something going on like a Wednesday night where they have trivia, or other sort of activities, we don't want to bring people to the event that night and overwhelm the breweries.
Sure,
What we try to say, hey, is when you typically have a slower night that we can help out and bring 20, 30, 40 people there.
Yep.
Talk about beer. If you want to give us a tour, fine. If you're too busy, fine. We're not, we don't want to have any airs about ourselves.
Sure.
We just want to go there and support the breweries. We know how hard, I have a business background. I know how hard it is for any business startup to get going.
Yeah.
And breweries no different. There's a lot of capital investment, right? A lot of costs that you have to in order to get your first pour.
For sure.
We have some new breweries in town. Is it okay if I mention any of them?
Any of them,
Like
absolutely.
Kinsoon and 100 Mile. They're coming out soon. We want to reach out to them. How can we help you? How can you help us? How can we be in this community together?
For sure.
And you look at the new breweries in the Deer Valley area.
That's
they
where
all
I'm at.
help
That's
each
where I
other.
live. Yeah, I
I
love
mean,
it.
you got Lake Pleasant. You got the guys behind the Simple
Machine,
Machine. You got
yeah,
Front
Front
Porch.
Porch.
They're all, and you see each other. You see their owners at Simple, and you see
Yeah.
others at at Lake Pleasant.
Yeah.
And there's not like this, competition against each other.
Yeah.
It's more about, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right.
Let's move this forward, right?
Yeah. Well, I think a key to it is authenticity, right? You're following my wife has always told me that with this podcast, I'd get really worked up of about one thing or another. And she's like, people aren't listening to you because of the beer necessarily. She's like, they like you. They like listening to you. She's like, so that's with a brewery or a business, restaurant, whatever it is, like have confidence in who you are and what you do, right? Because that'll differentiate you, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying when you go to places like, again, I'll use Simple because I have to say, even though I need to be sort of agnostic, maybe I should. They're one of my favorites.
Me too. Well,
right?
You've had their Tap That Hazy IPA.
I've had everything they've made.
Well, that's a beer I do with Marshall. Tap That Hazy IPA. So so you're okay talking Simple Machine up on this show for sure.
And you walk in there, you get to meet the guys behind the counter. You get to meet the guys like Marshall, who's brewing, and that's who you want to talk to. You want to talk to those guys, and I tend to whistle in Marshall's ear. He said, Marshall, I like a rye IPA. What do you think? Or
nice.
I'm looking for a double Westie. What do you think? And he looks at me, he's like, okay, Mark, I heard you 150 times already.
It's on his list, though,
it's
right?
On his list,
It's on his list,
It's on his list,
Well, dude, Mark, thanks for jumping on, man. This is
our
really
pleasure,
cool.
Yeah,
dude, this is great. I love any of these, there's so many different ways where, I've got this, podcast online community that follows me to get a little piece of the, information about craft beer in Arizona here. What you're doing brings in a little piece of this. We're all kind of bringing this
Absolutely.
Our own weight, I guess, to this thing, and I love it, man.
Well, everybody has a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
I know people that hate Westies.
Yeah.
They love hazies.
Yeah.
And you say, well, try this one. It's not so bad, because again, some people like the pucker.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Some
Me
people
too.
don't.
Me too.
Some people
Yeah.
want the citrusy, floral.
Yeah.
Give me grass, give me piney, give me in your face bitter, right? That is
anybody's
my go-to.
listening, the
Yes.
first Phoenix Craft Beer Community collaboration is going to be a double Westie.
There we go. I'm all over it. We got to figure out. Maybe Marshall, are you listening? Maybe Marshall. I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what? I'm in. Let's do
There
it.
you go.
We'll bulldog him
We'll
into
figure
it.
it out, right?
Mark, thanks for jumping on.
Thank you,
on the
buddy.
show,
Appreciate
man.
it. Great to meet you. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
You too. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Of course I will. Awesome.
Here we go, round number 2. I never hit record.
Here we go.
That was good shit. I'm here with Shaun Northrup, the man, the creative mastermind behind this festival. He's holding the belt. It's yellow this year. Why is it yellow?
Well, we give this championship belt away every year.
Yeah.
It's a different color every year. So last year was blue. Cider is here with the blue belt from last year. They won People's Choice. This year it's just yellow. I don't know. We just picked one year is red.
It's Hulkamania style, dude.
So
right?
we had everybody that comes here gets a chance to vote for their favorite beverage of choice, something that they tried today that they really enjoyed.
Yeah.
We tally those all up at the end, and we give away this cool belt. So that's just an opportunity to have some fun and give the audience a way to vote and have a voice in this. So
I dig it.
That's been something, as the creator, yes, but our entire staff is the word
the
I
whole
was looking
team.
for.
The whole team. The whole team. He said it much more eloquently the first time when I didn't hit record.
Yeah, so I was just trying to sound even smarter that time, but I only came up with team. Anyway, our whole crew loves this festival.
Yeah.
We look forward to it every year, and it's really an opportunity to meet with the craft beverage community, meet with vendors, and we so look forward to it.
Yeah.
And it's just, as the creator, we always wanted it to be about the brewers, the distillers, the mead makers, anybody that's making and being a part of this festival.
Yeah.
It's for them. And I think that really shines through at this festival because the fans enjoy it. They love the aesthetic, being in this beautiful green grass, the trees. It's a beautiful weather day.
Yeah.
And just we're honored and humbled to put this on, but I can tell you that we're not stopping. We're already thinking about next year. What can we do cool for next year? How can we change this to make it better? And we get a lot of accolades from you, such as yourself and all the brewers, but it's truly a passion project, and we're honored to host it.
Hell yeah, dude. So what is it? What can you do better next year, Shaun? Putting you on the spot.
Well, on the spot. I thought I was just feeding you a line of bullshit, and you're just gonna,
Shit, dude. That dude's wearing an old school Tap That AZ
Yeah.
shirt with the Scottsdale Beer Company on the back.
Yeah, he's an OG.
I need to talk to that guy.
Yeah, he is an OG. I think it really comes down to the vendor procurement, if you will, curation.
Sure.
We want it to be things that are new and fresh, like Below the Rim Meadery just opened up in May. Torito Farm, same thing. Getting
Dude.
people, Roses by the Stairs, Roses by the Stairs and Below the Rim and Torito Farm, this is the first festival they've ever done.
Nice.
So I'm like,
nice.
well, good on you, but I'm sorry. We're setting the bar super, super high for you. I'm sorry to every other festival you're going to go to, but
I love it, man.
so that's part of it, is just engaging with the beer community, making sure we're highlighting the new kids on the block, as well as the ones that have been with us since day one, and the ones that believed in us, like Uncle Bears and Huss and Oso, the ones that, Crooked Tooth, they're here. They've been here since year one. Tony called me yesterday. He's like, dude, I don't know. We got this thing and blah, 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 but I'm going to make it work. I just want to let you know. And Ben and Julie, the owners, are here. They drove up from Tucson to be here to represent Crooked Tooth. And the fact that they committed to that for us, I can't tell you how much that means to me. And we started this thing from nothing. I knew a handful of people in the beer community. I was drinking like probably Sierra Nevada and Fat Tire and stuff, which are great beers.
Sure.
They are obviously the gateway beers. But just to be welcomed into this beer community as honestly and just with as much support as everyone has given us, it's just been it's an honor.
Yeah. Well, it's you guys create value. That's why, right? Like that's what I love about food and beverage is it's a very giving community if you're willing to put in that hard work as well, right? And if you are, dude, they got your back. They got your back big time, And all these places will not only show up, not only will Ben drive from Tucson. He'll do it with a smile on his face, right? They're pouring the beers over there. They're telling the stories. I love it, man. I love it. I love the experience that the vendors have at this event, and it shares into the people, the guests, I guess you could say, right? Is that what you call them? What do you call them? Marks?
Trick-ass marks. We call them guests. Yeah, it's a good guests, customers, fans. They're beer fans at the end of the day. And it does shine through. We treat these beer vendors like gold because they are. Without them, we are nothing.
Sure.
We don't have a festival, and we want the best of the best. And in talking to any vendor, any brewery, anybody, they're like, oh yeah, I came because I talked to so and so, and they said you got to do it, and so we're here, and so. But we meet them here when they pull up to the curb. We unload. We pack them in, pack them out. We take care of them. We make sure they have ice. We bring them goodie bags with snacks and water. And
do you?
And the people that actually brew the beer and make it, they get snacks. You and me don't need snacks, Eric. Let's be honest. Let's skip the snacks today. All right.
For the next week or so.
Yeah, there's a Cheetos bag in every sample you do. But and I think that starts their day off right, and they're in a good mood, they're in a positive mood, they're appreciative of it, and we tell them how much we love them, and then it just shines through to the marks, to the customers, and they enjoy it because we've all been to the festivals that don't take care of the brewers, and you're all the way over there, you just gotta you want ice? It's $10. Like, what are you talking about? We got all the ice, so it's not hard.
We got all the ice. Hashtag Salt River Fields.
That's right.
They got all the ice.
They got all the ice. But it's so dumb that that's even a problem.
It's almost a number one problem. I never thought
it's
it
insane.
would be.
It's insane, So when we first started out, those were questions we asked. Give us, what would you want to do if you were making a beer festival? Like, plenty of ice, and if you could buy half the product, that's great. And but I'm like, that's it? That's the bar?
Yeah.
This is the bar we've set. So we feel like we're helping elevate that bar,
Absolutely.
putting pressure on other events, and we're looking forward to the Strong Beer Festival happening at Salt River Fields on February 18th.
Ooh, that's on the field.
Out on
Christmas
the
is-
multi-purpose field. No, not where Christmas is.
Not where
No,
Christmas
no,
is, okay.
No, it's out on our big event space.
Nice.
The field, the main stadium field would not handle
I didn't think so.
7,000 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's yeah.
So yeah, working with Andrew and Rob at the Guild. Those guys are amazing. Of course, we love them. Shout out Rob and shout out Andrew. We just can't get enough of their partnership and the opportunity to work with them. They're professionals,
Yeah.
and they love the beer community as well. So
Absolutely.
they trust us. They've
100%,
seen
yeah.
what we can do, and that our love and appreciation for the beer community shines through here.
Yeah.
And it's made for that natural synergy to bring Strong Beer Fest here for many, many years to come. And we're in the planning stages right now of what it's looking like. We've met it for a couple weeks.
Nice.
We got the crew coming out on Tuesday to look at the space and figure it out. So it's another exciting event that, as a logistics coordinator and festival producer, get to sink my teeth into that one
Yeah.
and start to help shine that one up even more than what it already has been. 22nd annual. I mean, come on, that's the beer festival, right? Like that
Yeah.
is in Arizona Southwest. Strong beer.
It is.
It gets no better than that.
Yeah, for
and now
sure.
it's going to be at our venue, and we're ready to take it to the next level.
Dude, the amount of confidence you can have when you have a belt strapped over your shoulder.
Dude, try it on.
You were
Yeah.
Oh,
Now you're just like,
shit. Dude, I just grew 2
living in
inches.
America. Yeah. Edit that out. You cannot sing. But
Nah.
you look good. You look good. Looks good on you.
Feels good, man. Feels good. I might be able to strap this thing on, kind of, if 7th Inning Quench wins Best of Show,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Is it eligible?
It's 100% eligible.
I was hoping so because that's a pretty full couple over there. I see.
Yeah, we got a lot of. So this is a record crowd for us today. You know, we sold out again. So
How many?
We're up. I think I got to check, but we're well over 1,200, 1,300. I mean,
113,000. Holy
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
dude!
Look around. What's it look like? 11 billion to me. You know, but who's doing the math?
Who's doing? I don't like math, man.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4, 5. So what?
So
I love
it's everyone's having a good time, and that's what we're here for. You know, getting people in quickly, having a good time, getting the beers that they want to drink, not having any problems, not running out of beer.
Yep.
So
Lines weren't long, right? Like there were. I gave people a couple little hints here and there. I was like, the secret was Torito Farm. I'm like, far right,
Yep.
not much of a line. Fantastic beers.
Excellent beer.
Usually not a fan of Hellas Lagers. I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, this is good.
Yeah.
Double IPA was really good. So that they're one of my marks at this point. You know,
Right? Yeah.
I need to get to Wilcox and yeah, dude, it's so much cool stuff and great selection of places. And once again, nice work, buddy.
Thank you, Eric.
You and the team, man. You and
Appreciate
the
your
team.
time.
Glad I hit record that time.
All right. Dude.
Cheers, my friend.
Good to see you, dude.
Dude, Alejandro.
Welcome.
San Tan Brewing Company. I can see it on your shirt. I can see it on your hat. I can see it in your beer. I can see it on your face.
It's usually
and in
well
your
branded,
soul.
right?
You always are, man. You always are. So what do we got, man?
So we brought a whole mess of new stuff out today.
Yeah.
New beers, new RTDs that aren't even out yet. We're sneak peeking a ton of stuff, and we brought some of our whiskeys, but what we're drinking is the brand new Super Jack. So we're going to expand the Juicy Jack line. We've got Super Jack coming out, which is an Imperial Hazy. Take Juicy Jack and just amplify it and
Amp it up.
It's an amazingly smooth beer for 9.1% for sure. And the artwork on it was custom hand drawn by our new designer Jeff, who's just fantastic.
Nice.
I'm so happy that we have somebody that actually illustrates, and that's what he's done
Nice
for the
meeting you
longest time.
guys.
Hi, do you want to get on and say hi?
Say nah. They're here from. They moved here from San Diego,
Oh.
and they said San Diego beer is way worse than this.
That's
That
the
sounded
whale's
horrible.
vagina,
That was
right?
not a. That was not. It was way worse than this. That was not a glowing recommendation I just gave for.
For the
Anyways,
record, San Diego has great beer.
Revamp, yeah. Well, that's way worse than this.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we've got the dude. This is one of my. It's one of my value type of buys in the sense of it's top shelf and it's affordable,
Yep.
right? I put it in the same category as like a church music or a tower station, right? It's right there, dude.
Yeah, and that
How-
9.1% is really
Well,
going to get the
I
job
was saying
done.
Juicy Jack,
But
not-
Juicy
not-
Jack itself is
not big-
such an
Big
amazing
Jack,
beer.
Super
and
Jack.
we know Mosaic and Cashmere are just like the peanut butter and jelly of hops, right? They're just so
yeah.
good together. And when we first were developing Juicy Jack, we tried to use other hop varieties, and it was not quite the same. We kept going back to the Mosaic and Cashmere, and that was just the two components that worked the best in that beer, and obviously the oats in the body. And so when you get into a Super Jack form, it's all of that plus more, right? And it's just, okay, lots more. Let's kick that Play-Doh up. Let's get that high ABV on it. But we knew we had to counter it, so I brought you some Jungle Jack as well. Which is going to be the tropical hazy version of Juicy Jack.
Oh, okay. So this is nice, dude.
So lots of banana and pineapple and just explosions of fruit, and whether it's tropical or citrus, and it's just a ton of different fruit packed into there.
That is two very different beers.
Yeah, massively.
Right there, right?
And Juicy Jack should still be different enough that it's right in the middle. And Juicy Jack is still the beer that I would recommend. My favorite thing about Beer Fest and being here today is probably a prime example of, we get all those people that are just, don't even pour me an IPA.
Yeah.
Don't even.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, you have free marks on your card.
Yeah.
Humor me. Let me show you Juicy Jack, because it turns out to be like the old Dennis thing of like 8 out of 10 dentists agree, and 8 out of 10 non-IPA drinkers are like, oh, I actually like this beer. And I'm like, yes, because we found an IPA that doesn't rely on hops for bittering. We pound it with aroma hops and flavor hops, and we want you to taste the hops without tasting the hops. If you will.
You know what? That's a really good point. And that's something that I've, as it's kind of funny. I would say 6+ years into this, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should learn about beer a little bit, right? And so I'm learning more about beer and how much impact aroma has, and I think of that is what I love about an IPA, right? What you just did, you just smelled it. Like you didn't even. There's several times with an IPA, and I don't really do this with other beers, where I'm smelling it for, especially a hazy. Yeah, that's what I love about a hazy. Like you can say what you want about a hazy. Old school brewers are like, or that, whatever it is.
The NIMBY type people.
Yeah. Well, so with this, I mean, it's just, I could just sit there and smell it. Like, I'll have my daughter. My daughter is 9 years old, and I'll have her, I'm like, smell this. She's like, wow. She's like, that smells really good.
And the nose might not exactly match the palate. The palate may have an explosion of a different flavor across the tongue. And that's what we love about IPAs. You guys know San Tan's always been hop forward, right? We've always been leading with our hop profiles and how we use them. And eventually, obviously, West Coast style, hop shock, as much Nelson that we can pound into that thing. Devil's Ale is much Pacific Northwest. And then
Wait, hop shock is
loaded with Nelson.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, everybody's all amped up about Nelson all the time. Yeah.
And San Tan was one of the first breweries to really package a Nelson IPA. Obviously, there's legends before us that have some of the greatest Nelson IPAs.
Yeah.
But that was hop shock for us. We wanted this beer that was full of this back then, a relatively new hop, and it was just so good. And that's the true hop in Nelson or in hop shock.
Yeah.
And we still have those type of beers that are meant to we'll give you as much of this hop profile as we can. Yeah. But as we got older in our brewing age, if you will. IPAs became more of, well, what are you doing with the hops? And less of, well, how does it taste exactly? And, are we combining that with other flavors like we do in Juicy Jack? Or is it Moon Juice, which Moon Juice was Galaxy hops. And back then it was 100%. Now I think we use a little bit of Topaz in there as well. And, and it's just, how are we using these hops to give the drive-by aroma, the flavor profile, and obviously we want to make sure that it's good on the tongue.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. I
love this guy. You're the smoothest. You are the smoothest.
And everybody keeps telling me that I got the radio voice too. And
you got the radio. You got it all, bro. You've got it all, man.
It's been a lot of fun, and getting to meet people like you guys and everybody else that's here. I've given more hugs and handshakes out here today, and that's why I love this industry, right?
Right, dude. Well, that's why people love you as well. Like, you're authentic. You are you, and. The you is pretty awesome, man.
Thank
right?
you. That's a very high compliment from you.
Well, dude, we got to do. I've got the ideas are running through my mind of the things that we can do together with San Tan and with the spirits that you guys do. I mean, there's so many things that, and a thing that I am almost I want to say embarrassed, but I'm like, I need to talk about San Tan's smoker more.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
The food. Every time I'm even in that neighborhood, I'm like,
and I bet you Pavlov triggered a few listeners right now that have had the smoker plate that are like, oh man, I got to go back and get one right now. They're drooling right now already of just like, damn it, Eric. They just flipped a U-turn on the 101 and they're heading back to San Tan right now.
Well, it's an interesting thing, right? Because craft beer is such a niche and there's such a fanatic following of it, right?
Yeah.
Where the bigger you get, the less cool you are, right? Like, I
Could
mean,
be that way.
yeah, right. I mean, nobody in the beer forums are like, "Oh, dude, I got this," this. They should be.
And
They
we have stuff for them to nerd out about,
For
like coming
sure.
up on November 17th,
Yeah.
next Thursday already. I forget what day it is today.
Yeah.
We've got our vertical series for our winter warmer. So everybody knows San Tan's winter warmer
Yeah.
with the ginger snap cookies. And one day, every November, about mid-November, we bring out all the past winter warmers that we've been holding on to. So
Yeah.
this year we have 7 years worth of winter warmer
Ooh.
that you guys can come down and try out. And except for 2017, I think that one we ran out of too quick for some reason, but
It was a good one.
still 7. Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, damn, that
Staff
must have
is
been
like,
the greatest year.
I'm gonna use my employee discount on this. Can I use my vacation time for this?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. But it's such a great event, and we still do those small kind of things
Yeah.
where if you want to come nerd out about, whatever we're making, and now we can do it on the spirit side with the cocktail lounge. But
Yeah.
winter warmer vertical tasting is one of the best things that we do for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything, right? Everything. Like, I mean, when we talk about, the biggest breweries in the state,
Yeah.
San Tan, Huss, Four Peaks, if you count. Yeah, I count them, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So there's so much depth to it, like where you have to. It's almost like sometimes our instinct, especially as enthusiasts,
Yeah.
to look beyond the obvious.
Yeah.
Right? Don't look beyond the obvious, because there's a reason the obvious is in that perspective, is they
And-
put in the work and they've got so much,
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot of that to it. And for us, we kind of just kept our specialties to ourselves a little bit of, you got to come to San Tan and try out the
Yeah.
latest and greatest. We're also, we installed our 2-barrel system that was at the Phoenix location, and we put it in at the original brew house.
Okay.
So we can still do these really tiny batches. One of our brewers, Matt Hyla, did another Schwartz beer that is just amazing. I love every time he does it for us, but it's 5 bullets. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so we tap it there at the pub or there at the tasting room, and that's it. And that's where I try and remind people of, like, if you miss the old days of, like, San Tan specialties everywhere, they're still there. You
Right.
just got to come to us to find them for the most part,
Yeah.
except for this time of year where we have, like, Count Hopula's been out, which had a great response in the Valley, Blood Red Imperial IPA, which
Yeah.
is just amazing. And that's a big Simcoe bomb. That's all that is.
love
And then, we get into winter warmer, and then we're going to have some stuff for Beer Week coming up, too, which I can't believe is around the corner already.
Right, dude. It's right around the corner. It's like,
yeah.
it's February. It's plenty of time. After a couple of years in this industry, you're like, dude, that's like next week.
You plan now.
Right.
Yeah. If you don't
Yeah,
have your
so plan-
events by the end of this month, you're behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. So what do you got going on? You want to give a little sneak peek into what San Tan?
Nothing to reveal yet.
Okay.
There's some old San Tan events that we're looking to bring back for Beer Week. Obviously, this year it's just really tricky with Super Bowl in town.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's, how big do we go, or do we just really limit it to 2 big events? I think the Brews Cruise will be back. I think we're looking at a festival right at the end of Beer Week. I can't talk too much about it just yet,
Sure.
but we're looking at something right there in downtown Chandler, right in front of the brewery, that we like to throw right in that park, just like our Oktoberfest this year. So we're working on some things, and we're just trying to figure out how to make it all fit without, because there's going to be 9 million events over the next, over the whole month of February, I should say.
Dude, like, honestly, all right, so September starts, right? Well, actually, I would say October in my family. We have like 4 family birthdays in October, and that's when all of the breweries, everybody decides, hey, let's have all of our events. Dude, October through like end of December, and I'm sure same for you.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah.
It's like chaos. It's like, I would love to go to that. These are my top 5 events I want to go to this year. Oh shit, where they're all on the same night. What the,
Yep.
But that's the thing of Arizona, right? We need to let's start a new trend where January, February, March are not freezing cold winter as everybody thinks they are. Right? Let's do,
By the end of January, we could be back in like the mid 70s sometimes,
Exactly.
and that's what makes it tricky about planning those events. And
Yeah.
lots of people still stick to dry January, as they should if they really want to.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with a good month off. But,
Yeah.
come back right in February 1st, and everybody's ready to get out of the house. Christmas bills are paid off, and they're ready to get out and have some fun. And this is going to be, obviously, we've done this before. We did this 7 years ago. With Waste Management, Phoenix Open, Super Bowl back-to-back, and Fiesta Bowl obviously in January,
Yeah.
and it's just nonstop. But it's a lot of fun because there's a lot of people that I get to meet that have never heard of San Tan.
Yeah.
And that's really just fun to go back to square one of like, Oh, you've never heard of us?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, how
you're
do
a
you
unicorn.
feel? I was going to ask you, how do you feel about that, right? Because I mean, at this, especially in an event like this, it's almost like you're one of the ones like everybody knows San Tan. Oh, I never heard of Torito Farms. Let's go Torito Farms first, and then San Tan. We know it's San Tan.
The great part
does
of an
great
event
shit.
like this is, it's not the I know San Tan, like the negative connotation on it. It's San Tan, and today, like a special day today, where it's, oh my God, I've never seen any of these things on this menu.
Yeah.
And so that that love's there, and we get plenty of people that come up and share their San Tan story about the time they met somebody at San Tan, or what events they've been a part of, and so we get a lot of that here. But like one of the reasons I love to go to GABF for San Tan is because nobody knows who we are, except for the people that moved, or they're like, I haven't seen you guys in 6 years. Thank you for being here. And but other than that, it's just like everybody's a stranger to our brewery, and it's great to go back to square one and be like, oh, we've been around since 2007, and my 10 years of knowledge that I can vomit on them in 30 seconds or less.
Well, and also like it helps to kind of go back to like get back to your original elevator pitch, right? Like, don't assume that everybody knows who you are.
Like,
right?
oh, you devils, devils.
No, that's embarrassing, right? Oh yeah, you know where to say this. Oh yeah, we did this. No.
Oh,
Shit.
great. Let me tell you.
All right. Well, no.
Let me tell you about it. ASU got really mad at us.
But that's what I love about you as well. Is like you have a very good presence about you, and you're just open to. You're not assuming anybody knows, right? You don't assume. You're just like,
no,
what's going on? How are you?
The old moniker about assuming, right? You just make your ass out of yourself, and it's and you miss an opportunity if you just assume somebody knows your whole story. Maybe they don't know the most recent of what we've been up to with Super Jack and Jungle Jack. There's plenty of people that still don't know about spirits yet, that we're educating them on how serious we take our spirits, and RTDs are brand new to us, and just the things we've done at San Tan. Like today, while we're here, we've got beer, bourbon, barbecue, and a band, an event that we're throwing at our production facility that you've been down to.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
So we built that stage there for a reason, and almost every Saturday, especially in the nicer weather, we've got something going on, and I get to tell people about that. Like, hey, that's new to San Tan, probably new to you. And there's always something I can find with just about anybody, except for people that have literally been right beside San Tan every day, that I can share them with something new that we're doing.
Absolutely, man. Dude, cheers, buddy.
Always good to hang out with you, bud.
Man. Yeah.
Thanks for being out here.
You too.
And, if you're listening to this and you were here and you see yourself in the background, thanks for being here.
And hopefully
keep tuning in.
Sign a waiver if you need to.
And come see us at San Tan. Depending on when this airs, November 17th, we'll have the Winter Warmer vertical.
Probably won't be out in that time, but you guys really
missed out. So let me tell you about 2023's vertical tasting.
Yeah. Okay. So every year you do that.
Yeah. It's now a new. We call it a Santannual tradition.
Vertical tasting, dude.
Vertical tasting, and then Winter Warmer releases the Monday before Thanksgiving every year. So
Love it.
Come grab your crowlers, load up, get ready for the holiday season, because God knows it's going to be a fun one this year.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers to you guys.